There was an in-depth piece, like a behind-the-scenes piece, talking about how they've been in a full meltdown about this girl for a couple of years now.
That said, our primary purpose is to entertain, and where we can entertain responsibly, obviously we try to do that. We try to have a positive impact on the world, but the first thing we need to do is entertain.
Everyone's talking about one thing. Snow White vanished from Regal Cinemas, and Rachel Zegler's name is plastered all over the fallout. People are calling it a stunning disgrace for the star who once seemed poised to dominate Tinseltown. Reportedly, the instant those ticket sales crashed like a rock, the entire industry gasped. The hit landed quick. Reviewers say that when a big cinema chain drops your film, it signals issues far beyond a mere failure.
She came out and she said, I apologize. Like, I went too far. But it wasn't.
Pretending like Rachel Zegler is the first of them all when she looks like Lord Farquaad in the film.
This is just so typical of the left. The progressives always finding a way to find their way back to doing something not progressive.
Rachel Zegler, the rising performer who some claim soared too high too soon, is front and center in the chaos. She's faced rumors, condemnation, and so-called evidence that seems top in this collapse on her, while many thought Snow White was an untouchable Disney gem. Everything shifted the moment reports of poor box office results hit the headlines.
Nobody
Who wants a movie about true love? What kind of woman do we want out there seeking true love, Eliana? It's the outrage.
Controversy in Snow White. The dwarves have been eliminated in the live action.
Yeah.
Now it's Snow White and the 7 magical beings.
Wait, it's 7 and the magical beings.
Yeah,
They won't even
7
say
magical
and the 7
beings.
dwarves.
No, because they're not dwarves. For right now, that's the only jobs that are there.
Hardcore.
They're petrified of some kind of backlash.
And the fallout, they say, has only just begun. But there's a deeper punch here. Regal Cinemas didn't just quietly remove the film. They yanked it out in a spectacle that's leaving Rachel's fans in total disarray. Whispers suggest her so-called star power might have faded in the face of persistent digital attacks.
Criticism.
So she comes off as an insufferable, whiny brat.
I wanted my money back. It was very disappointing.
Broke out with this news, and I'm very, very, very excited and looking forward.
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird.
Oh my God.
And now, because the gossip mill is relentless, folks are pointing fingers at Rachel, at Disney, at shifting audience preferences. Everyone seeks a culprit. They crave someone to blame for a disaster nobody foresaw. Is Rachel Zegler the symbol of a new era of Disney blunders, or is she merely a young actress trapped in a net woven by promotional errors? According to theraging rumors, the finger-pointing eyes only growing by the hour.
By the day.
A new Disney boss babe who is Rachel Zegler, the inverse of...
They say all you have to do to make your wish come true is let it echo, 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 echo.
It's awful, generic. Never mind that the lyrics make no sense at all. All you have to do to make your dream come true is let it echo. Is it like on a metaphor?
First, let's clarify if you believe the hype Regal Cinemas has flat out removed Snow White from its roster, claiming the sales were so low it wasn't worth keeping on screens. Folks are freaking out, calling it the harshest move in recent cinematic memory. It's not every day you see a huge chain yank a classic retelling so abruptly, especially one with Disney's backing.
It's got extra musical numbers that are incredibly unnecessary that really add to that runtime. And let me go ahead and let you know that they're absolutely f***ing atrocious.
Rachel Zegler is extraordinarily woke, but she's woke in a way that's quite deranged.
They spent $170 million to make the thing, and it had the lowest opening, under $50 million, of any of these live-action Disney remakes that they've ever had.
But the tale gets more intense. Some say Regal saw it was bleeding cash quick and didn't wish to prolong the shame. Reportedly, they slashed their deficits and moved on, leaving the whole cast and crew stunned. The roar online has been wild. People are sharing screenshot after screenshot of Regal's listings vanishing. Instantly, they're labeling it the last blow to Rachel Zegler's so-called glow. Industry insiders murmur about off-screen drama.
No one on the right side of America can stand the star of this movie.
So apparently, according to them and according to the writers of Snow White, women can't even want to be in love anymore.
I sat through the whole thing. This was really bad. It was extremely leftist on every political dimension: racial politics, sexual politics, class politics, regime politics. Its narrative was cowardly. It was just off.
Executives are rumored to have held emergency meetings to weigh if pulling Snow White might salvage a few dollars. No official statement gave a direct explanation, but fans are convinced their reason is crystal clear. The attendance was abysmal, the feedback was disastrous, and the negativity overshadowed any chance at redemption at the eye of this storm stands. Mum died. Regal Cinemas, she was once hailed as a fresh new face. But many claim she alienated potential audiences with offhand comments in interviews. Some watchers insist she was too outspoken, while others say none of that mattered in any case. The abrupt removal feels like a cosmic humiliation, especially for someone who soared high and early. Praise people love a good success story, but they love an epic downfall even more. And apparently this, is it now? Nobody expected Disney's Snow White to tank so severely. A reimagining of a beloved fairy tale, normally that's a money-making guarantee. Instead, the figures reportedly painted a harsh tale of sparse. Theaters, bored audiences, and endless bad buzzism. Critics pointed to the fierce online backlash Regal Cinemas sparked. She gave interviews that irked fans, remarks seen as flippant about the classic story. Others believe the promotion was off-key, the plot some felt was too moralistic. Another group blames a likely glut of live-action reboots, but whichever view you choose, the cash just didn't arrive. People allegedly left theaters, unimpressed parents opted to wait. For streaming, teens found it lame. All these small factors led to a massive flop for Rachel. The humiliation can't be overstated. She was pitched as the radiant star, the face of a modern Disney princess. When sales plummet, the star often shoulders the blame. Even if it's unfair, Hollywood's ruthless. Like that. By the second weekend, the film's theatrical run looked doomed. And if rumors are correct, Regal Cinemas saw a losing battle and took drastic steps. It's a humiliating moment for Disney's brand. But an even bigger question mark hangs over Rachel's career. Look anywhere on social media and you'll see the avalanche of posts mocking the entire production. Memes range from savage roasts of the storyline to direct jabs at Regal Cinemas' every quote. Some fans are comedic about it, others are downright brutal. TikTok feeds are full of short clips mimicking scenes from the movie, overlaying them with text that calls it a total train wreck. Twitter eyes ablaze with threads dissecting every perceived misstep by the star. People highlight interviews where Rachel allegedly critiqued the original material in ways that longtime Disney aficionados found disrespectful. Suddenly, posts accusing her of arrogance swirl about. Fans who once celebrated her West Side Story triumph have turned cynical. They're calling her the poster child for how not to handle a Disney legacy. Then there are watchers who can't believe the meltdown reached such heights. They find it shocking that a project with Disney's stamp could flame out so spectacularly. Compassionate voices do exist, but they're drowned out by the negativity. Most comments paint Rachel as someone who's reaping the consequences of her own arrogance. Others claim it's purely the studio's fault, but the overall temperature is scorching. Everyone wants to weigh in. Everyone wants that viral tweet for Rachel. It's our relentless wave of condemnation and sarcasm. Don't be fooled by the glamorous facade behind Hollywood's velvet of short clips mimicking scenes from the movie, overlaying them with text that calls it a total train wreck. Twitter eyes ablaze with threads dissecting every perceived misstep by the star. People highlight interviews where Rachel allegedly critiqued the original material in ways that longtime Disney aficionados found disrespectful. Suddenly, posts accusing her of arrogance swirl about. Fans who once celebrated her West Side Story triumph have turned cynical. They're calling her the poster child for how not to handle a Disney legacy. Then there are watchers who can't believe the meltdown reached such heights. They find it shocking that a project with Disney's stamp could flame out so spectacularly. Compassionate voices do exist, but they're drowned out by the negativity. Most comments paint Rachel as someone who's reaping the consequences of her own arrogance. Others claim it's purely the studio's fault, but the overall temperature is scorching. Everyone wants to weigh in. Everyone wants that viral tweet for Rachel. It's our relentless wave of condemnation and sarcasm. Don't be fooled by the glamorous facade behind Hollywood's velvet